Hi, I'm just here with your Arctic Cat, Wildcat XT, and I just want to go over a few other little things with you. We're going to do this in pieces. So we'll look at the back end right now, and maybe a couple other little things, and then I'll send you another little video for the front end parts that I've gone over. So on the back end, we'll start with just the brake pads on this side. I can see that outer pad is quite worn. I would suggest replacing that pad now, that set now. And the thing is, when you replace that set, it comes as a set for the back end, so you get the other pads as well. And what I'm noticing here is that the pads on this side aren't worn as much, so that makes me think that possibly this caliper is sticking a little bit. So what I'll do is change that pad, but I'm also going to take some of this apart, take the sliders out, and make sure that this is all sliding the way it's supposed to, and not sticking after you're releasing the brake pedal. Next, this side is the worst, but you have this issue on both sides. So I don't know if I can. There we go. So if you look right here at your A-arm bushings, I'm sure you can see that moving around independently from the bike. It's not really supposed to do that. And your upper ones are in the same condition. And also on the knuckle itself, you have that same problem. So you can see it quite a bit on the bottom one. And if I go way back, you can see how much movement I have on this. So I'm going to recommend to you we replace all the bushings on this side. And on the other side, I'm going to take a closer look at it. I think the knuckle ones are okay on this side, but the lower bushings are the ones that I'm seeing that have a fair amount of movement in them. The upper one on this side looks okay, but I do believe when you buy, I'll price it out to be sure, but I think when you buy the lower one, the aftermarket kit, it also comes with that upper one too. So I'll check on that and I'll let you know what's included, but for sure you need the lower ones on this side. Next, I'm thinking that you are getting into some water that is deeper than what you should be going through. All this wet in your air box, that's all water and mud. So whoever's driving the bike and stuff, they're definitely getting into an area somewhere, or the air box is leaking. That's another possibility, but the seal looks to be pretty intact on the cover. And this is all mud and water mixed with oil. From the oil would be from the filter itself, because these filters are they have oil applied to them. But all the wet in there, that's all water. Anyway, we can also show you that with the air filter itself. So the air filter is supposed to be that nice blue color, and instead it's mud color. So anyway, that can be cleaned and re-oiled, I hope. I will do my best to make sure I can get that cleaned up for you. Sometimes it's cheaper to just buy a new filter element than the pay to have that cleaned and re-oiled, so I'll check on that as well. One way or the other, that needs to be serviced. I think that was the only items that I really wanted to point out. I would also recommend possibly this time, I got to look at the mileage on the bike and how many hours. I don't recall that we did belt service on this last time. So I would also suggest that possibly we might want to be taking that cover off just to have a look at your drive belt and see what kind of shape that's in as well. I'll get back to you shortly, and I'll have another video show you some other things that I found on the bike to go along with the back end components and the video that I have already done for the coolant. Thanks.